looks like red side is going to be taking out Way, Aatrox, and Draven. Blue side is taking out Yasuo, Echo, and Olaf for their 3 bans, and they're going to first pick Yone on the blue side. Looks like the Darius is going to come through on red side, possibly as a counter pick to the Yone top. But Yone is a flex pick to mid, so we're not sure if that's actually going to be the matchup between the 2 players, but we'll see.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of interesting things happening at this point in the game.
We're going to blind Misfortune. That's an ADC, so we're going to see that out of the bot lane most likely.
That is correct. So we've seen most likely the top jungle and ADC of blue side, and it looks like it is reciprocated on red side. So
the one with Cloven is going to be Fargo Public. Okay. So the what team with Darius, Misfortune.
Okay. Yeah, so looks like Fargo Public banning out Sion. I know that Cheyenne played that against us. So we are Lucas and Isaac from the UND League of Legends team.
Yeah, I mean, Sion honestly was pretty scary, I'm not going to lie. It got ahead early against us, and it honestly didn't feel that bad, so I can understand why they would want to ban that character out.
Yeah. Couple of failed dives up in the top lane. Things happen.
We should see another jungle ban coming out of a Cheyenne Mustangs because they've shown their 2 solo lanes or potentially support actually on the Fargo Public side. Most likely going to see another jungler get banned out here.
Okay. My mic fell, but that's okay.
Try to give Hecarim a favorable matchup. Yeah, so another jungle ban is going to come out from Cheyenne Mustangs. See what the Fargo Public's going to take as their first pick for the second phase.
That Pantheon is most likely Pantheon support.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised they played it mid, but you never know. Looks like we have Nunu in the jungle. It's really interesting. Nunu is a pick that can get on the map quite easily, moves around. He's a very shifty character.
It looks like they're going to send the Yone to mid, play the Teemo top this game, into the Darius.
Teemo top, not a very popular pick as far as competitive goes.
It has worked in the past, though. I have seen it work.
Has worked, and then Thresh for support. So Thresh is one of those characters that's just so flashy. We'll see what Cloven can do on that.
Yeah. Honestly, taking the Pantheon mid here instead of support, giving them that flex pick on both sides is a pretty good pickup from the Fargo Public team, being able to bait some of that Maokai pick and now get a favorable matchup for Thresh. Going to be able to set up Misfortune and Thresh in the bot lane pretty well here, especially with the Nunu.
Yeah, and what patch is this? Is it 14.4?
14.4 we're on
okay.
now, yeah.
So 14.4, they just reduced a lot of Maokai's strength in the early game. They reduced his damage on his Q. E damage? Right?
His E damage, I believe they reduced a lot of his base stats. So his health and armor are not as aggressive as they were before. But, I mean, the main thing with Maokai is you're going to be buying that support item, the Dead Man's Plate, which just makes him really fast. And that's going to make it so he can get on top of the enemy team easier, and that's a lot of his strength. So I think he'll still be looking really good in the early game here.
What does Ryan mean by 3-minute break?
Probably between games.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, so just loading up here. Whose perspective are you watching, Darius?
No, watch.
Yeah. I'll try to see if they any particular movements.
All right, cool. All right. A little bit of showmanship coming out from both teams. Everybody dropping a good look, have fun.
Of course.
I'd love to see that.
In a tournament like this, you know, everyone seems to be really friendly with each other. You know, there's no hostility between the teams. You know, people are going to have a lot of fun with it.
Looks like the Darius forgot to buy items. It's completely okay. It happens to the best of us. I know Lucas has done that plenty of times.
There have been times I have done that.
That's okay. Not going for a standard 5-point. Looks like
Darius going to opt for no pot here. I honestly don't mind that because his matchup is... I mean, he'll get a lot of healing from the Doran's shield and second wind is going to give him a lot of regeneration in lane. So a lot of Teemo's auto attacks and his poke are not going to be that effective against him.
Yeah, Doran's shield was definitely the right buy here. Mid lane matchup should be the most interesting. Looks like there's going to be... I think Pantheon typically wins this.
Level 2, yes. Level 1, Yon has a pretty aggressive advantage against him because of lethal tempo and Pantheon only having Q, not W. I mean, his damage falls off a lot after that Q. Yon has a lot more consistent.
Right.
At level 2, you should be able to take a short trade, though, here and find a pretty aggressive advantage on the Yone.
It's like Yon's leaving for a ward. Seeing Nunu path up. Looks like he's going to full clear. Because he brought W second.
Yeah, right now all this bot lane on the Cheyenne Mustang side wants to just keep this lane as neutral as possible until they get their jungler back on their side.
However, Fargo Public Schools wants to look for every single fight they can.
It looks like Cheyenne Mustang is going to have a pretty good advantage.
Hook by Thresh. Okay, in the mid lane. Oh, that's close. Okay. I think if Fargo Public Schools mid laner got that Q off, I'm pretty sure he wins and then maybe lives through it through Triumph. Triumph gives him health back. It's a rune, especially because Pantheon I think is press the attack or conquer. Can we hit tab maybe? Can we do that? Yeah. Okay. Looks like.
No way.
That's a pickup for Pantheon now.
Very big pickup for Pantheon. He can potentially freeze this. Looks like the wave's in a really interesting spot.
Darius set up a freeze here on the Teemo. Really good position for this Darius to be in, especially into a matchup that's known to be not good for him early.
Teemo taking very good trades.
Had to lose the freeze, not a big deal. We have Nunu on our side. We can definitely set this lane up to be less volatile soon. We got one more camp from the Nunu, then we'll be going top. Bot lane still looking very neutral. Smolder is in a great position here. Not dropping any kills. This Smolder is really important. All you really want to do is get to that 20-minute mark, get your 225 stacks so you can start having a really big damage spike.
And for those of you who don't know, Smolder is the new champion. He just came out about 2.5 weeks ago. Luke's been playing him a lot for our comp games. The character is very good at the moment. Has a lot of hard scaling. Nunu coming top. Okay, lands a snowball.
Looks like we can flash E here.
Flash E by the Darius.
WQ.
The Q hits.
Dropped an auto attack, but that's okay. We can get this wave pushed in. We can still form an advantage here.
Back into the bot lane. Looks like Thresh traded very hard there with the Maokai. This is all obviously very preferable for.
Well, at this point now, the Nunu is going to be coming back to the bottom side, and this is going to be a really big time for Cheyenne Mustangs to make a play on the Smolder lane.
Sure, that's the. Right, so mid looks like it's stabilized. Very interesting game so far. Nunu's making a lot happen on the map. Nunu is one of those characters that just has a lot of mobility. His E.
It looks like Fargo Public might be setting up for this dragon here. It's going to be risky. They have the Yone, but their bot lane is low, hasn't had a reset yet. A lot of gold in the inventories of the bot lane, not put into items on both sides. Looks like they're going to be able to secure it. Nunu's going to opt for the grubs instead. That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, preferably you would not like to trade dragon for grubs, but if that's how Fargo Public Schools wants to do it, that's completely fine. They just gotta probably get the wave out really quick here bot lane so they can't shift everything onto them after dragon.
Yeah, they're going to be risking a lot by pushing this one, but they do also need to get this under the tower so they can get a good reset. Right now, their lane is not in a great position.
Can we look at mid?
Or top.
They'll need
top.
more. Looks like they are going to pick up his kill on this Teemo. In the
Very
top
nice,
lane.
very nice. But I think that Darius loses over almost a wave off that.
He does, but
Which
if he can
is-
set up a freeze here, it's not a bad situation for him to be in.
I don't think you can set up a freeze. He's just going to have to slow push this back into Teemo. But that's okay. Very good pickup for in the top lane. When you make plays on the other side of the map, a lot of people do what's called a cross map, which means that when you give Dragon as Fargo Public Schools, you'll look to make a play after the grubs onto their top laner, which is exactly what they did.
Blue side is Cheyenne.
Am I?
Sorry about that. It's you're doing it right. I'm just trying to put that so it more accurately reflects the sides. For some reason I messed up the colors, so it's my bad.
Oh no, so I was.
A problem.
Yeah, you're right.
No. So Fargo Public Schools is blue.
Side is Fargo Public and Cheyenne.
Yeah.
is on the red side right now.
Yeah, these graphics are wrong.
But Cheyenne is on the left side of the screen.
What?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's issues.
Oh, good hook by Thresh here. Going in, Maokai has to burn Flash. Flash is on a 5-minute cooldown. It's a summoner spell that almost everybody takes because it allows you to move a short distance. It's very good for getting out of those tight situations. Movement is one of the most important
Know what I'm doing.
stats in League of Legends. So
Yeah, Misfortune is really looking for a reset here. She's going to have to get some of this gold in her inventory spent soon. Hopefully she can get this wave under and get out of this lane.
she has been CSing well. Her creep score is quite good at the moment.
Yeah, 56 at 7 minutes is nothing to complain about, especially if you're in a high-pressure lane like a Maokai lane.
Pantheon getting awarded over to Raptors. Very good ward I take all the time.
Yeah, as a good confirmed ward on the enemy jungler. Going to be able to see, most likely on the top side of the map with his blue buff coming up. Darius is going to get a reset off here. Pantheon's going to be a little
Good
careful.
E from Pantheon. It's always really good to block off that Yone E damage because
It is one of his biggest chunks of damage in the earlier game. Once he gets to the later side of the game, it's going to be
mostly auto attacks.
mostly auto attacks, building crit, but in that early stage, 25% of your damage gets re-added on top of it once he dashes back to his starting position. So that's a lot of damage. Misfortune still hasn't gotten a reset off, which is going to start becoming a problem for her, I fear. So hopefully she can get out
she
of this
needs to
lane
spend some of
soon.
that gold so she can up her damage. Very tame game so far. I'm surprised by the lack of kills. Both sides very disciplined in taking resets when they need to make sure that they do not die in lane.
Top side.
Oh, looks like Hecarim's finally coming in for a gank. This is the first time we've seen him on the map, other than that dragon play. Does Darius live that? He does not. Oh, and Nunu! Nunu looking to re-engage. Maybe just cover the wave here.
It looks like bot lane is getting a little bit destabilized as well now. Misfortune still not being able to find her back timing. Honestly, good on the Smolder lane to be able to keep her in lane like this for this long. I mean, it gets hard to find a good back, especially if you don't want to drop anything. It can be harder and harder to find a really good back timer that doesn't form a disadvantage.
Yeah, sometimes it's better to just take the bad reset though, instead of bleeding minions wave after wave,
That
because
is
you
true.
can't actually walk up and hit.
Just depends on when you decide when you decide to drop something, because at some point you will need to drop something. And that is okay.
Yeah, the crazy thing is you can still one hit the minions after tower shot the casters.
Yeah, with Misfortune passive, having that extra damage on the first auto attack per target makes it a lot easier to last it, especially with that level AD.
Yeah. Looks like Cheyenne's picking up the first 6 void grubs? No. Fire Republic got the first 3, so Cheyenne neutralizing that, getting the extra 3, the next 3.
Pantheon needs to start getting out of lane here. He's gonna.
For some of you that don't know, the new season introduced void grubs and a new Rift Herald mechanic, where you can ride the Herald now into turrets. So void grubs for the past 2 weeks of pro play have been probably the most heavily contested objective. A lot of people picking really early heavy comps to make sure that they can get those. They give a big buff when you hit turrets because they spawn minions, and those minions allow you to hit the turret for longer and to do more damage. It's more like true damage to the turret.
Looks like Darius and Nunu are going to want to make a play on this mid lane here. They might be actually, what it looks like they might be doing is swinging all 5 to Dragon. Honestly, not a bad time to do it either. I mean, Teemo is not going to be too big of a problem in the late game.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
looks like it's
they're
a
little late on the
4v3. No,
Dragon.
this is quite good for Fargo Public. Oh, great ultimate coming out of the Yone.
Darius is going to be able to do a lot of cleanup here. Looks like it's going to be a really good pickup for Fargo Public.
Yeah, what is Pantheon?
We can flash W. Very nice
Very
in the
nice.
Pantheon. Should be able to pick it up.
Oh, but he'll have to queue it.
Yeah, we have another Q coming in here.
Sniped!
Pantheon.
Sniped from the Pantheon. Great. Well played by Fargo Public. They were able to turn that around. The other good thing is Cheyenne did secure the Dragon. Good on them. So it makes the play a lot less beneficial.
Well, to me it looks like they've got a monster of a Pantheon now. I mean, 5 kills, 1 death. I mean, this guy is going to be able to take over this game if he plays it the way he needs to at this point, and that's going to be a really big pickup for Fargo Public here. Being able to get this guy on the map is going to be really big for their team. As an early game champion like Pantheon, you really need to get ahead early, and he succeeded in that with that ult on the Dragon. All on 5 of them.
Looks like like in the Darius build here, he went Merc Treads first, which for some of you that don't know, Merc Treads reduces all CC, but it also reduces Teemo blind. So Teemo's blinding shot, his Q, a lot of what he gets his strength from in beating a lot of melee matchups, gets reduced by 25%. So
yeah, I mean, this game all blind does is stop you from auto attacking. So a champion like Darius, who is very reliant on auto attacks, is definitely annoying for Teemo to deal with. But picking up Merc Treads is makes that pain a little bit less.
It's like MF got a full item off that back. She's looking quite strong. Mid lane building Hubris. Very, very greedy. For those of you who don't know, Hubris is an item that stacks on kills. So every time that the Pantheon is going to get a kill from this point on, he gains 10 AD, and then following that first stack, every other kill is 180.
280 now.
Oh, they
15 to 2. Yeah.
Oh, 50. Wow, they buffed it.
Yeah, they gave it a nice buff. People didn't really like the item when on release.
Looks like Yone from Cheyenne is going crazy here. He's 4-1, I believe.
Yeah,
four
Darius
kills,
super
1 death.
behind at this point. It's going to be hard for him to make a lot happen here. He'll be able to win the split push later, I believe, but at this point, it's going to be tough for him to make that split reliable.
Getting over into top side so he can maybe contest his Herald. Does look kind of hard, though, with Darius off the map. The level difference is quite huge here. Pantheon.
Looks like this is
nice.
At least flash from Teemo. That's going to take off some of the burden.
Yeah.
Fortune still in very neutral game state from the bot lane. I don't know if that's something Miss Fortune wants to be in now with the Smolder stacking so aggressively.
Her bullet rain is on cooldown, so they can't really look for kills here in the bot lane. Yone making another play on the mid. Oh, are they going to get Pantheon? They do.
But that's not Nunu. There we go.
Nunu coming in to protect the turret. Does he get the Teemo? I would assume not. The Teemo is 3 levels up, but you never know. Sometimes you just have to make those plays and pray that everything works out. Level's a very important part of League of Legends. Most of your power spike either comes from levels or from items, and it looks like Cheyenne Public has a lot of both of those.
Yeah, Cheyenne Mustangs are going to be holding a lot of the power in this early game. Pushing into the mid game, they're going to have a
Stops the back there with the E.
bit of an advantage going into Fargo Public.
Ooh, Cloven looking for that Mad Life.
Oh yeah. I think they need to get something done in this bot lane here. They have a lot of strength for Thresh right now.
Yeah,
they have Nunu on their side. This should be might end up being something for Fargo Public here.
Yeah, they want to keep looking to make plays while their MF is ahead. And before Smolder scales, scaling also a very important part of League of Legends. Fargo Public has a lot of early game scaling. A lot of characters are strong early that fall off late. Pantheon is one of the most notable of that.
Well, nowadays with the new build path going Pantheon, he actually does quite a bit of damage throughout the entire game. The Profane Hydra, along with some of the other items you
I
can buy.
like this look from Pantheon jumping on with the
TP from Darius is really good here. He's going to be able to get this dragon secured a lot easier. Even though he might be a little weak, if he's in a team fight, he's still going to be a big presence, especially if you can get that R off.
I grasp Teemo does so much damage. He's taking everything. Okay,
Hecarim is going to come down.
Hecarim.
Really big misfortune R here. Nice pickup from the Pantheon.
It's like Fargo Public might be wiped here. Who secured the dragon?
Misfortune grabs the dragon for FPS, so that's going to be really good.
So not that bad. Three for one with a dragon secure is not terrible.
I do not tolerate cowardice.
I believe that gives us 2 dragons towards. No, actually, I think they're 1-on-1. I think Cheyenne secured the first one.
Yes, I believe so. This actually, yeah.
What was the first dragon?
This is the third dragon of the game.
This is the third dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the third one. Cheyenne is getting the first 2 here. FPS is going to be able to do that third dragon. The third dragon magic, as they say, could be a swing for FPS, but we will see.
People don't say that.
People do say that. I say that, and that matters.
Soul point, baby.
Death is the only thing that embraced me.
Pantheon with his second ability point into his ultimate. Gives him a little more range here. He maybe look to make a play in bot lane. We want to just keep pressing that misfortune power, letting her, do her thing, getting her ahead, giving her kills, all that type of thing. So looks like Yone's going in for another big trade here. Hecarim's there as well. Pantheon living.
It's just really hard now for the FPS to form an advantage here.
Yeah, Cheyenne doing a great job of stabilizing the bot lane. The Yone got ahead quite early. Yone is such a deadly character throughout the game. Character I would ban if you were playing solo queue.
Yeah,
Character is very good.
It is very
in all
good.
ranks.
It can be stopped, but
Especially by me.
Well,
I'm literally him.
we'll see about that coming up here soon.
Yeah, we're just seeing a lot of Pantheon hovering Nunu in the jungle. Looks like they're making a play on top.
Honestly, all things considered, if I was this Darius, I would have a
Nunu
lot
coming
more,
in
I
with
would
a
have a lot more
snowball
deaths.
to a Pantheon
Should be a pickup
W.
here easily.
Very nice. Very good shutdown for the Pantheon. Pantheon, who I think already has 3 kills at this point, he's very strong. They should be looking to get him and Misfortune onto every play they possibly can.
Pantheon still has the R here. Bot lane is pushed up. They have the Teemo dead. There could be a play for him to happen on the bot side if he decides to opt for it.
Let's see if I can get him.
Yeah, it looks like Hecarim's
We have the
looking to
Nunu
drop
as
the
well.
Herald.
If they send the Pantheon down to this, it looks like they're going to. This is going to be a really...
Oh, we see Yone now, so it's a 4v3. I think they need to wait here until Pantheon gets here. Hecarim coming in with
That's
a
a big
double charge.
Pantheon are on top of the right target. Looking like Yone's going to be dead here.
It's looking
Smolder's in a horrible
quite good
spot.
for
If Pantheon
Cheyenne
get on
and
this
quite
Smolder,
bad
it'll be
for
really good.
FPS. Maybe
Just wait.
Pantheon trades one. Okay, Misfortune gets
Picked up,
one.
That's really good. Malachi's the only
This
one left alive.
Hecarim
Oh,
does
Hecarim
kill, I
left alive.
believe. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. The things aren't lined up like they normally are, so I have to guess which one's which.
Oh, good.
It's alright.
This is quite chill. Hecarim picking up the Rift Herald, dropping in the bot lane. He's going to go crash that on the first bot lane turret. Oh, Darius is teleporting for it? Okay.
I don't mind this. I mean, it's just the Darius and the Smolder, realistically. No crash here. I would be maybe looking at this Nunu, but...
Nunu going AP.
Doesn't look
I don't
like
really have
it's
a problem with that. I
gonna
think that's going to be very good for Fargo Public, seeing
Yeah,
as
needing a little bit more damage on their team comp for sure.
Yeah. We do apologize. We're not able to see the perspective of Cheyenne, so we're just guessing on a lot of items that they have.
Yeah, Riot.
Assuming the Yoda's quite strong, if I had to guess. I would say that that guy probably has 2 items.
Riot is having some issues with their spectators, so it's
Yes.
unfortunate for us, but there's nothing we can necessarily do about it.
Yeah,
But
we
we
have
have made
Brandon.
do with this, and that is all right.
We have Brandon controlling everything, so
Shout out to Brandon.
shout out to Brandon.
But I am only a soldier.
Yon pushing up this mid wave, that's really good on him. Making sure that they can get prio for Dragon. A lot of high level comp play is just making sure that we're not looking in certain chokes, which are places of the map that are very narrow. The mid lane choke is the best one to come in through any objective at. So,
Could be a good Nunu snowball here.
great Nunu charge up. We'll see what he can do with that.
Knocking into the
Ooh,
Yon.
not getting anyone, but that's
This person
okay.
needs to pull back and get this ult off.
Yeah, Nunu are doing a lot of damage, but it's almost not enough.
Not quite enough. Darius is on the flank here. Does not opt to go for it. They are all low, but that's all right. I would just maybe push the top lane here, trying to get an advantage elsewhere, as that side of the map is in control of Cheyenne now.
Never retreat.
My mic dropped. It's happened like 4 times.
They will regret opposing me.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Okay.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Cheyenne's going to look to take a lot off of that. That was a great play from them. A lot of really annoying ults on Cheyenne's side, and they're starting to scale quite heavily. All kind of, started by this Yon. He is their kind of pathfinder. He's moving his way through that enemy team like it's nobody's business. Darius picking up that turret bounty and the top lane turret.
Has destroyed.
He's going to back with a little bit more gold than usual.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the objective bounties are at, but we do know they are up, as there's a gold outline on those first turrets and on the Baron Pit objective.
Gold, one of the most important resources in League, outside of probably your health bar.
It's comparable.
It is comparable.
I might trade my health bar for gold
It does die a lot for waves.
every once in a while. Looks like they can maybe pick up something in the river here. We do not know necessarily where the team is. Thresh is pushing the bottom lane.
Cheyenne doing a
Fixing the
lot
side
to
lane.
deny vision here, and also fogging a lot of members.
Looks like they're going to
Okay,
pick around Darius most likely.
yeah, Darius might
Maybe
be
with
able
the
to turn
Q.
this. Okay, amazing Nunu snowball into Pantheon Ultimate. We might look to turn this. This is insane by Fargo Public, and they don't even have. Wow, that's
Amazing. That's an ace.
That's an ace.
That's
Wow.
an ace.
What an
What a turn!
insane
And this could
turn.
be the Baron from Fargo Public here. Something
That
I
was-
did not expect to
I
happen.
did not
in this
expect
stage
that to
of the
happen
game.
either.
Here
I
we
assumed
are,
that we
we've
would
got a
probably
game
bleed
on our
out.
hands
This
once
is
again.
yeah, this is quite close.
Are the
Can
Darius
Fargo
tanking?
Public take this?
If
I don't
Thresh can get
know.
on this, there is a potential.
This is definitely the right play, but if they don't have the damage, Baron is very scary. Could potentially kill them.
They might have to back off this one. It's hard to say. Pantheon and Darius.
Oh,
not gonna
maybe
be able
because
to
if Thresh,
supply any
if Thresh
damage.
tanks it, I think they have an extra like 15. Oh no, that is probably worst case scenario for Fargo Public.
That's okay. I mean, no gold to the enemy team. They try the Baron. They don't lose anything. Dragon's not up. They get the ace.
Oh, I suppose
Still an
not.
okay position to be in.
But if I'm Cheyenne here, I probably just look to force on Baron with no Darius up. It makes it a lot harder fighting this 4v5.
That is true. Things could become disastrous very quickly.
Yeah, Cheyenne doing a great job to control the game. Other than that top lane play, they've been ahead of every team fight. So I think Lucas and I were very surprised.
Cannot spectate that video.
Luke.
Shadow cast by a mountain.
Pantheon with a lot of gold. His hubris is getting quite stacked.
Yeah, Pantheon looking very strong. Very, very strong with the Hubris 25s.
It just despawned.
That's all right.
Ooh,
Being able to pick up 1 kill.
I'm yelling. I might just keep going for that. MF running for her life. Let's
Snowball
do proc the W, proc the Yomos to get some more move
That's
speeds.
all right.
Yeah, we're just seeing a lot of stabilization from FPS here, especially after that Darius death. I mean, we know what they're capable of now. Maybe they can turn team fights. It was a ginormous snowball from a full AP Nunu.
It's going to be pretty hard for them to turn a 5v5. I think that was a bit of a hard one for them, but being able to use this Pantheon ult to pick up in the side lane might end up being really big for FPS here.
We're seeing a playmate on bot lane.
They're going to get a few pickups on the bot side of the map, but Pantheon is going to be able to push mid, could be able to get a couple towers here, at least one, get the objective bounty. Honestly, the gold play is not that bad.
Yeah, not at all. Especially Pantheon on 3 items, so strong, especially because, you know, he's leading that charge with Nunu as well.
We should be seeing the Feign Hydra out of Pantheon here with the Eclipse soon. It's not as good on Pantheon, actually. It could do anything else, but with this off lethality build, it's hard to say.
Okay, looks like we're seeing Cheyenne secure Dragon. Cheyenne kind of leading the way in this game. It looks like FPS has fallen quite behind, but at the same time, we did see them win a team fight top, which I don't think that was expected at all.
Yeah, this Pantheon is going to be really, really quintessential for this team fight from FPS. If he is not there, they do not have a lot of power. He has a lot of their gold at the moment.
Yeah, and honestly, you just kind of want to...
I mean, he's a great champion to get picks with. I don't even think they need the team fight to win this game. They just need to be able to get some picks on the side lane with the Pantheon ult.
Yeah, with the Grand Starfall.
The Grand Starfall, of course.
Should just be looking to clear vision here and maybe get that mid wave out. As we were talking about earlier.
Looks like they have an option to set up Baron here as long as they can get this mid wave out. They have a lot of control on this side of the map, some pretty good vision.
Mid wave, the most important wave of the game.
Looks like they might be ending up getting a pick on the Maokai here.
Very nice. We see MF hit with the... What's her Q name? I don't remember.
Double tap.
Double tap, yes. Pick up with a double tap and a single auto. Darius having to teleport to match the Yone. Yone taking that bot turret. He's going to be getting 750 gold off that.
We can follow this with the Pantheon. There should be a pick on Yone.
Looks like we're snowballing in as Nunu.
That's awful. There we go.
We see a Grand Starfall. Oh, okay.
Great dodge from the Misfortune.
Yeah, great dodge from MF. Looks like the Yone does not care. He's just going to E onto her.
Yone still will pick Misfortune up.
He picks up
Darius,
two.
but he will die on the return. That's all right. Yone's one of the strongest members of the enemy team. Honestly, trading 2 for them is not honestly bad.
Yeah, especially because he has a shutdown as well. Just to get
Engaging
more of
on
that
this
gold.
team
Aegis,
does not blind it. Should be dead immediately.
we see a shield vault into an Aegis slash. I looked up the abilities. A lot of League players don't know the names of abilities. Look at, I've played this game for 7 years and we don't know the names.
Yeah, I can tell you some ultimates and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know Aphelios' ability names. That's
Really?
my favorite character. Yeah. I know the gun names, but I guess that's all that matters. Anyways.
Focal point of this FPS offense, definitely looking like the Pantheon.
Yeah, really strong in the hubris now. 33 stacks, 33 AD. I mean,
this guy is a monster. He's one of the only 2 people on the board who still have shutdowns. We're seeing a lot of action out of him and Yone this game.
really needs to get some of this gold in his inventory into his
Doing
items.
a great job to convert on his lead.
But who I fight for?
And these are both the mid laners. Mid lane, great lane.
Yeah, this is a mid v mid showdown. It would seem gonna be at the end of this game.
Yeah. Pantheon with 3,200 gold. If I'm him, I'm probably resetting buy me an item.
I'm looking for one too. I'm looking for one too.
But maybe
I mean, full item. I believe Profane's 3,300. I'm not sure what he's going to be going for here, but
I would probably look Profane or Ravi. They just buffed Ravi. Oh, they're looking on Yon. Yon with still has ulti, eing in. Thresh, amazing hook. And they're still getting caught by the Q, but that's okay.
that's all right. We're going to get the pick up on Neon here, most likely.
Yeah, very nice.
More Hubers
Shutdown
for the
goes
Pantheon.
to Pantheon. Another
we get the
Huber
reset,
stack.
buy our item, swing mid. This could end up being the Pantheon show.
It does look like that. It is Pantheon and Yon show. Darius just picking up his mid wave.
The collection zone, as they call it.
Everybody loves that Q into the melees and casters.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's one of the most satisfying abilities in the game. What is this Q called? I want to say like Decimating Slash.
Decimating Smash is Scion Q.
You know, tomato.
I don't know what Darius Q is called. However, I do know what it does. And it spins his axe in a circle
Is that Decimating Slash?
and
Brandon?
heals him.
I'm looking it up.
I think it's just Decimate. Then it's these apprehend.
Because
Yeah, it's easy apprehend. Yeah, that is true.
I must
I might even go like.
I think it's W's cripple or something.
Yeah, it is cripple. Brandon
See
showing
what
some
the
lead knowledge.
Pantheon picks up from the base here.
If I'm him, I'm probably looking for either a Profane or the.
Looks like he opted for Spear of Shojin. Edge of Night
Yeah.
could be. We'll have to see here.
You've got dangerous eyes.
I believe it was a Spear of Shojin he picked up. I might have missed it.
MF with the Axiom Mark.
Yeah, Spear of Shojin. So his W is going to immediately proc that as a
Yes.
increase to his damage.
Oh my goodness, MF has gotten
Eating
quite
some
chunked out.
mushrooms, you know, that happens.
Yeah.
Setting up the dragon early, going to wait for it. They could be doing Baron right now. Looks like they're not going to opt for it.
It looks like they really want to
straight
fight for
contest.
this.
And it is
This
soul-
is Elder.
Oh, this is Elder Dragon. Yes, this is
Elder Dragon.
probably the most important objective in the entire game.
I would argue so.
20% execute on all champions across the board. Burn.
Yeah.
Big Smolder, you know?
Yeah, Big Smolder. This is Smolder's mom, actually. Smolder's mom is Elder
This
Dragon.
is not Smolder's mom. That is not Lore Acolyte. Disregard.
Yeah, so they're just kind of playing a waiting game here. Ekram going for the wave.
Yeah,
Timo going for the
really
wave.
early on
If
this
I am
dragon.
FPS and I see them going for the wave here, we should start. And Nunu is holding them off, which I don't necessarily hate, but we need him on Dragon for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay,
be tough here. MF.
everybody coming in.
Some of this MFR does about 3,000 damage. Honestly, not bad. We get the
Nunu,
Elder Dragon.
Nunu
Elder
taking
Dragon
over?
from the Nunu.
Okay. Thresh the only one alive.
Looks like they're gonna ace it anyways. Unfortunately, they just had too much HP gone before taking the Elder. Could not get the buff applied enough.
Yeah. A lot of times when you go for those coin flip plays on Elder,
You might get it, but you might lose after.
yeah.
Looks like they're gonna be able to close this game out here. Game 1, maybe going into Cheyenne. We'll see what happens here.
I don't think they take it quick enough. I'm pretty sure
It's hard to
MF
say.
and
They
Thresh
have a
come up.
Yon, they have a Timo, they push pretty fast.
They will at least break one Nexus turret for sure. Maybe both.
Looks like they're going to go for double inhibs instead. We do have another chance here from FPS to pick this game up.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
FPS heavy gold underdogs here. I believe that the gold lead is probably around what do you think? Like 6,000 at least?
10,000, most likely. A lot of gold to pick up from FPS here, but still possible. I mean, Pantheon has so much gold. I mean, with this build, a lot of CDR, able to pick up a lot of targets.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't really need to do 5,000 damage when the enemy only has 3,000 health. Might as well do it to 3 enemies.
I would like to see Gogurt maybe go for something more aggressive here. It seems like he's only looking at making plays with the Nunu, but he could probably even ult in and take somebody in the side lane.
It's hard to say. It's a very risky move no matter what you do. Just having them so fed on the enemy team, it makes it hard to pick up something freely.
a lot of times when people are like really down in gold like this, when a team is significantly down in gold, what they'll do is they'll make what's called a hero play, which is basically when your most your most ahead player goes in and tries to make something happen. It's not good for the game. It usually ends up in like a close game getting closed out really quick. But in situations like this, it's pretty much the only thing you can do when you're down this much gold.
Hard to say.
Yeah, losing 2 team fights in a row feels really bad for FPS. Cheyenne doing a great job. Their Smolder is now fully actualized. That guy is going to hurt. Timo pushing every wave, chunking out MF like he did in the Elder fight. Like his shroom placement is what I'm talking about, is quite good.
Yeah, like we were talking about Elder Dragon being the most important objective in the game, the champion Smolder has a less powerful version of the Elder Dragon execute. It executes at, I believe, 12% of the max health at 400 stacks. I believe he's pushing up to 300 now at least. Along with a 6.5% max health burn, so you're realistically doing about 15% of the enemy max health just by pressing an ability.
It's like Yon's up here.
Makes a lot of damage come out really quickly from that Smolder later into the game.
Yeah, just clearing out vision, making sure they can get their waves out so they can hit Baron here. If I'm Cheyenne, I probably just go take Baron and then look for the end. I mean, we're double inhib. They can't really contest. We win every team fight. I don't.
We have vision on the Baron. It does not look like they will be starting it.
Yeah.
They're going to look to close the game out.
If I'm Cheyenne, I don't really think I can find a better time than this. I mean,
I just don't think they need it. Looks like Pantheon might end up.
Oh, he actually.
No, pretty decent E from this Pantheon. Gonna make him let him survive. Needs to get in base.
Pretty
Maybe
good
can R in.
for FPS there. Yon is the strongest character on the map with no R or Ignite. They could actually look for pickup. Yon playing that very well.
If we can get the Pantheon R coming in here, this might end up being okay.
It looks like Pantheon is going to 1v4 this. Does he kill anything? Oh, nice try.
This is Darius' time to shine. Flashing out. It's just so hard with this Smolder burn, pushing so much health out.
There is a pentakill Smolder. As we talked about before the game started, one of the strongest characters on release in quite some time. He is going to pick up a pentakill. Like as we said earlier, fully actualized and all of his stacks. That guy is strong. GG's to Cheyenne taking game 1.
Alrighty, game 2 draft. Smolder ban coming down like I was talking about with that pentakill is going to go out of the game. First ban of the new game.
Smolder scales really well, has a really safe early game. Characters, great ban. Looking like a Hui ban coming out of Cheyenne.
Play a really good character right now as well.
I
There's
play
really
a
great
lot of
brands
Hui.
coming out.
I carry Luke on a lot of Hui.
Yeah, you sure do, pal. You sure do.
Echo ban coming out. We saw a lot of that from Foon. Saw a lot of Echo from Foon.
Yeah, taking on a lot of these priority picks from both teams here. The Nunu coming down. I will say the Nunu almost won that game for Fargo Public last game. So Cheyenne probably feeling that one. Gonna take it out.
Did a lot of damage, a lot of really good gank setups.
Taking out the Yasuo. Not scared of his Yon.
Yeah, that seems kind of disrespectful. If I'm Cheyenne, I just might lock the Yon in again. Like, Pantheon is a very good matchup into Yon, and it looks like the Pantheon couldn't convert in lane, I suppose. Pantheon did a lot that game, but he couldn't convert in lane to really set that Yon behind. Yon still got quite ahead.
Pick it to Garen. Going to be a little bit safer than the Darius, especially into something like Team.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind. Running it back to Darius. Cannot blame him. He needs another shot at it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little disappointed with his last game's performance. Wants to show him what he's got on this game.
Maybe I'm just picking Timo here. If I'm Cheyenne, we saw it last game, and the Timo looked really good into it. Timo, I think, had like a 3-level lead at one point.
Yeah, Timo's going to be a super safe pick. Going to be able to use those shrooms to protect those objectives. Timo's ultimate ability is just going to be laying down a field of shrooms here. But I'm going to pick the Ezreal instead of the Smolder after it's banned.
Ezreal, another really safe 80 carry, scales really well, has a lot of... Okay, we can't see the draft anymore. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm trying to work.
Oh, all good. All great.
But
Yes.
yes, the Ezreal going to be a very safe and reliable AD carry and an aggressive one too. You do not actually have to play Ezreal safe at all. A lot of Ezreal's power is going to come out of that laning phase.
Yeah. Oh, Evelyn coming out.
Evelyn
of
as well.
Cheyenne. Looks like a little bit of a
Little confusion on the deciding on what they wanted to go there for that second pick. That's all right though.
and then we're seeing the red 2 and red 3, red 2 and red 3 for blue 2 and blue 3.
You're going to pick the Pantheon up again. Don't mind that. Pantheon looked really good for them last game. You're going to switch to the Diana and the jungle. Going to be more of a team fight centered comp rather than that pick comp with the Nunu. A lot of big ultimates on the team of Fargo Public here. A lot of
scaling coming out of
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
I was going to say.
Vhagar, one of those characters that is really hard to play in lane, but once you get past about 25 minutes into the game, he becomes a monster.
Yeah, very similar to the Smolder here. Both him and Smolder have these interactions in the game where they stack infinitely with damage and increasing their abilities as well.
Yeah.
Vhagar getting ability power, Smolder getting true damage at high amounts of stacks here.
Yeah. Looks like a lot of ability power characters coming out of Cheyenne. Evelyn, one of those characters that has to build full ability power, cannot build any resistances, any defensive stats. Pretty much you're one shot or you're out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we're going to need to see some AD picks from the Cheyenne here, or their draft might get countered by a lot of tanks on the enemy team here.
yeah, it looks like it already kind of is. FPS, a lot
of melee.
A lot of melee, a lot of defensive characters. Evelyn is not super great into those. But I believe that we can still
Diana
make
isn't super
something
bad.
happen.
We'll have to see. I think the jungle matchup is pretty even, but
Picking for support here again, Maokai worked really well last game.
I mean, why not? Maokai, best character in the game right now, even after the nerfs.
Those sapling tosses really cut down on a lot of vision here.
Yeah, sapling toss is a very good ability from the Maokai.
Yeah. Blocks a lot of different paths that they can walk through.
Yeah,
Does a lot of damage.
Not quite as strong as it used to be with the AP build. Now a lot of Maokai's strength is going to be in that engage power.
We're seeing a Jinx come out of FPS. Jinx, a hyper carry in the bot lane.
Jinx is a great pick here. I think it's going to be a lot easier for them to pilot than the MF last game, being a little bit longer range into a team like Vhagar, Evelyn, Ezreal, being at that higher range is going to be very powerful for this Jinx.
Absolutely. And then we see the Thresh again. The Thresh had a lot of impact-making plays. We saw a lot of really impactful hooks.
This could be a rough matchup for the Mordekaiser top if he locks it in. I believe that Darius is going to have a big advantage top. Could be seeing a route up here from the Fargo Public if that Mordekaiser goes through.
I think that both team comps are really centered around making sure that this top lane goes well. Top lane is one of those. It is probably the most prominent lane when it comes to matchups. A lot of the time, you can usually get away having a bad matchup mid, meaning one character is better than the other early game, or one character like intrinsically counters another. But the Mordekaiser and the Darius, I'm not familiar with that. I'm pretty sure that Mordekaiser loses.
Yeah, Mordekaiser loses at most levels of the game. You, if you can get an advantage early on Darius, it becomes a very snowballing effect, and you put the Mordekaiser in a pretty hard spot. But I'm gonna have to give this draft to Fargo Public. They have a lot of different. They have 2 winning side lanes, a really great team fight. Jinx is gonna have that push on Ezreal. It just depends on how the early game goes for them. If they can get into that mid-game stage, I think Fargo Public might be able to pull this one out. Might be able to take it to a game 3 just on draft. We'll have to see what ends up happening in this first stage of the game.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of AP on Cheyenne's side. Vhagar, Evelyn, and Mordekaiser, all ability power-based characters. Only really Ezreal there to do attack damage, and Ezreal, as a lot of people know, doesn't actually auto-attack. He just usually has his Q, which is called pulling. Yeah, Mystic Shot. God, man, how do I not know that? I have played this game for 7 years.
Switch that overlay? I muted so we can...
What overlay?
Alright. Alrighty, looking like they're going to swing for a 5-point. Maybe get some vision down on this bottom side.
Yeah. 5-pointing is just making sure we're covering all the different entrances to the jungle on both sides of the map.
Looks like FPS opted for a ward in the river. And yeah, for those who do not know, every champion has a ward, and you can buy different wards, but the main thing that the ward does is it provides a certain type of vision to your team, and that vision is super important for deciding to make an educated play on your side of the map. So this river ward is going to be effective for the first minute and a half of this game into the mid lane from the bottom side, so that it's harder for him to get ganked in mid.
The specific purpose of that ward is to just kind of give them some reassurance that they're not invading. Invading is when you enter the enemy jungle pre-minion spawn. Minion spawn at 105. And so it's just something that a lot of teams will like to do just to assure them that they're not going to get, a lot of people in their jungle early when, sometimes they can't contest it.
Ideally, the Pantheon pushes this Veigar off of the wave here with his level 1 power.
I mean, if he E started, or if he W started, then yeah, but otherwise...
Either or. I mean, Q start, W start, all of it's going to be doing more damage, especially if he has that Doran's Shield. I'm not sure he started, but... Darius not opting for a heavy level 1 trade. That's all right. Still going to be able to get the push on Darius. Should be a very easy matchup for him compared to the Teemo last game.
Yeah, we might be seeing a lot more impact from that Darius after... Teemo is such a hard lane for him because he almost gets, what's the word? Made obsolete. Mm-hmm. He gets really deterred from Teemo. Teemo is a ranged top laner who, like I said before last game, he has blinds, he has range, he has poison. It's really hard for a Darius to get on top of a Teemo.
Yeah, looks like Jinx is going to have a soft push onto the Azrael here. That's what we want to look for with the Jinx, using that Jinx's Q ability as a rocket shot. It's you can switch your ability to give extended range and an area of effect, so it hits everything around the auto attack. It makes it really easy to push the wave, as you can hit multiple minions with one ability. Makes it really hard to get pushed into Jinx, which is something Azrael really wants to do. Jinx is a common matchup for Azrael to be countered by, so we should be seeing an effective bot lane as well.
Maokai leveling his W, Twisted Advance second, maybe looking to make an early trade here. As we were talking about earlier, short trades, very good for this bot lane for Cheyenne. And
yeah, looking for an extended fight and an all-in from the side of FPS.
Those are our conditions. Those are the fights that win for both sides. So short fights for Cheyenne in the bot lane, long fights for FPS in the bot lane. In the mid lane,
looks like he's going to be stacking up a wave on the Veigar here.
Yeah, Veigar just kind of free farming as it is, stacking that ability power. Cheyenne's jungler.
Looks like we're going to look for an invade.
Pushed out.
No, this is not.
Does not get scuttle. And then FPS kind of matching. So
he's going to take the reset. Might as well swing to the bot side. I mean, it's hard to fight that 2v2. Like, you're very weak 2v2 comparatively on the Cheyenne side of this one. Playing for bot's probably going to be the best option that the Evelyn has here.
Yeah, just seeing, I think last game we had kind of a bloodbath pre-6, you know what I mean? It was 2 kills going over in the mid lane, and then I think bot lane.
Yeah, 4.5 minutes in, not a lot has happened so far. It's which is, in my opinion,
better for FPS.
Better for FPS because this Ezreal lane needs to really start getting ahead to keep this Jinx out of the game. It is good for Veigar to get ahead and just keep stable, but Mordekaiser is going to start struggling too.
Or is he? Mordekaiser making a lot of really good trades here. Oh, but bot lane. Okay, we have Diana coming in, looking to make a play. Some of her Moonlight stacking.
They could rush the dragon here. It would be kind of difficult, but I could see them looking to make that dragon call here soon. Evelyn is on this side of the map as well. Mordekaiser's going to get a 2-wave stack off here. Probably just going to look for reset after this crash.
Yeah.
Let's see what he decides to do.
Does have teleport? I don't know if we can see that, but... okay.
Looking like Veigar might... Ooh, taking a turret shot from the Pantheon, but... Still, both summoners up from the Pantheon, I do believe.
Pantheon might just look to flash and then maybe do an shield, a vault jump or shield vault. Yeah, Shield Vault is W. Stuns and does a lot of damage. Maybe Veigar could look to just... Oh, Veigar gonna flash ult! Okay, good
Great E
good
for
E for
Pantheon.
Pantheon with an Aegis.
Looking like Veigar might end up dying here.
Aegis Bash, okay. And then Diana coming in.
Not going to pick up the kill,
Using the Lunar Rush to jump onto the Veigar. Does not kill. Very close, though. Very, very,
neutral game.
Very neutral game. But Veigar blowing flash ult for the Pantheon there.
Not even able to hit it.
Yeah, not able to hit it because of Pantheon's E ability. Aegis Slash. Maybe not Aegis.
No, Aegis Slash.
It's a Pokemon. Yeah, it is. Aegis Assault. Aegis Assault is Pantheon's E. But basically, it neutralizes all damage coming from a certain direction, which you'd think is really good, but a lot of times it just isn't applicable. Very good ability in general, but yeah, taking away that Veigar's ultimate, which is Primordial Burst, which does a lot of damage. It does more damage the lower champion is. It's an execute. So if Pantheon did not either, he was 100% dead.
Yeah, and those ultimate abilities are called ultimates for a reason. They're the most impactful abilities of a champion's kit in most scenarios. There are some outliers like Udyr, some other champions.
Jace,
they don't
a lot of
really
those
have
champions
an ultimate.
have transformations, which we haven't seen yet, but maybe we will if there's a game 3.
Could be seeing one. We could be seeing one. FPS holding a pretty strong advantage on the bot side right now. But yeah,
look at it crash and maybe reset here.
Those ultimate abilities where a lot of people fight around them. Bot lane is going to get them later than the others as they do play 2 in 1 lane. So they do play with an XP disadvantage. Of course, that being said, a lot of those support champions like this Maokai, the big tree guy.
It's like FPS got to reset off here.
They have a lot of base stats as supports to play with those low
Taking
levels.
some Void Grubs. If I'm Darius, I probably wouldn't want to drop a wave for this, but it's all good. Gets the jungler ahead. Which is completely fine. Alright, looking to take a dragon.
Yeah, it looks like
here
Cheyenne's going to start this dragon up here. It should be a pretty free pickup. They've got no one on this side of the map. It looks like they're going to end up swinging down now. They've got the Pantheon, the Darius, Diana all hovering. Going to have to get off this dragon.
Yeah, are they going to give it to FPS, though?
They did reset. It's going to be hard. I mean, the bot lane's not getting into this. The enemy bot lane's already on it.
It looks like they're kind of pinched. Maybe we might see a play here mid. Can we switch to that, Brandon? To that jungle play? No, you're good. Yeah, it looks like they are giving the dragon, or maybe they're just not fighting it at all. Did Darius swing down? I didn't see. So Mordekaiser having to reset and look top to clear that out. The wave's kind of really bad for the Darius because it's slow pushing out, and he won't be able to collect anything here. Usually you either want to look after a crash to make plays around the map as a top laner, or, you know, if it's slow pushing into you, you can have like kind of a shorter timer, but still look to make a play. Jinx and Thresh stacking another wave here.
Got the Evelyn on this side, though. It could end up being a gank opportunity for the Evelyn on this push.
It definitely could.
Looks like it's gonna...
in with the...
We do have the Maokai ult.
Okay, Jinx coming in and taking a kill.
Jinx
getting
a kill. Jinx
with her
getting
passive.
out.
Evelyn still...
With the Thresh
hook. Beautiful. Maybe looking to flay the Evelyn off. Evelyn hitting the R.
Diana going to pick up 2 here.
Diana going in with her Moonlight Assault.
Yep, Jinx going to get another one. And that is a very unfortunate series of events for Cheyenne Varsity. That is going to be hard for them to come back from in the bot lane. Going to crash 2 waves on their tower. Going to get a free reset from this Jinx.
And a triple kill. Not all
double kill
to double kill going to Jinx.
One for the Diana as well, though. It's going to be a problematic game state for them now.
Yeah, looking quite bad for Cheyenne. That play probably swung around 1,000, maybe 2,000 gold.
Hard to say. I would say about that 1,500 range. Darius going to blow flash here. Mordekaiser could be looking...
Mordekaiser doing a great job to really, like, control this lane and to set Darius out.
And this is the other side of that Darius coin where you don't get ahead early and now you're in a neutral state, which is not necessarily something Darius wants to be in.
Darius also one of the best early game characters in the game. Okay, Darius looking to come in using his Q.
Can actually get pulled into him. 5 the Mordekaiser E, so the Q does connect. Kind of an interesting interaction there from the two top laners. Very, very neutral, though. 50 CS advantage on the Mordekaiser, which is going to be hard for the Darius to come back from as well.
Veigar stacking a lot of that phenomenal evil power. Seeing a lot of AP going to come to him soon. I don't know if we can look at his stacks, but yeah, already have 87 at 11 minutes.
Yeah,
87
the
more AP
Veigar
will
will get scary soon, having that extra ability power. His abilities really do hurt.
And now that his Q can one-shot casters, he's going to be able to push the wave out a lot more effectively.
Oh, yeah.
We might not see Pantheon really take over like he did last game.
Yes, it's a rough game for Pantheon to be a part of. I mean, Mordekaiser ult to take him to the other realm. Veigar cage, Maokai ult.
Yes, I really just want to make sure I'm making plays around this bot lane. They're so ahead right now.
Yeah, Jinx should really snowball this game to an easy game, too, for FPS if they get her a little bit more kills.
But Cheyenne doing a great job at the top of the map. Mordekaiser really, really taking Darius out of this one early. Veigar blowing flash, Ignite coming out from Pantheon. Do we see we do see a Comet shot straight to Veigar's head. Great Q from Pantheon. Beautiful Comet shot.
Yeah, great pickup from Pantheon there in the mid lane. Having the Diana help with that. Ignite coming down. Perfect damage.
Yeah. Very beautiful by FPS. Cheyenne, though, like I said earlier, they're playing a lot of scaling characters. This Veigar is going to stack like crazy. So he's not out of the game. One death in mid does not change a whole lot for him. He's just going to teleport, get that wave right out, and then he's going to look to stack some more. So FPS right now is on kind of like a ticking time bomb. If that Veigar gets ahead and we don't make a lot more plays around Jinx, it makes this game quite hard.
Hard to say, very hard to say. I mean, Jinx is so far out of Veigar's range that it might make the Veigar obsolete. What?
Yeah, you know, kind of anything goes in these games. It looks like Veigar's making a gank onto the Jinx. Oh my.
That is going to be rough.
That is quite rough. Veigar picking up Jinx's shutdown. Probably the best character to have the shutdown. Great roam by Foon. You know, we're seeing quite great gameplay here in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really good roam. Not very telegraphed at all because the wave is very neutral. A lot of times what players don't expect is for, you know, the mid laner to come down on a neutral wave and to, you know, really get that action in.
Yeah, on the UND team, I've fallen for quite a few mid lane roams that were not communicated due to the wave state.
Yeah, you can blame me on that one. I hate you, man. Yeah, so Veigar really getting this wave out. Like, it's very easy for him to do so. Pantheon getting kind of pushed out. Gonna have to let it hit turret because the Maokai is sitting.
Yeah, even with just the one kill on Veigar, this is going to be a much easier game state for Cheyenne Varsity to play. I mean, they're going to grab the Herald here. They've got a massive advantage coming out of the top lane. The Darius is very far behind the Mordekaiser.
I mean, that might be the deciding play of the game. I mean, really, it was a great play by Veigar to get down there for that. Jinx not really able to do much because she's caged in. She hit
really, honestly, a great roam for the Veigar, just being able to pick up that Jinx shutdown, realizing that she is the win con for the enemy team, and shutting it down immediately. Very, very calculated play from the Veigar there.
Yeah.
Looking like Mordekaiser is just going to stay on the map. Might as well swing to the bot side. I mean, might as well. I mean, really, who
I
cares?
want to see Darius push his turret here, or if he's going to teleport or something. It seems to me like...
I'm hoping that the Darius pushes because he is not strong enough to...
But maybe he can make something happen.
This.
Darius is one of those characters where, you know, one shutdown, one ult reset.
Realistically, all we need to win this fight is a flash on the Jinx and the Mordekaiser, and that's game. We have his team right around him. You can just take
We're
over
seeing
the
a
wall.
Maokai ult in. Vhagar coming in.
Vhagar Star going to kill the
cage.
Jinx.
We might see the death on the Jinx here. Mordekaiser's still fighting. We're going to see a True Shot Barrage come out from Ezreal, hitting 3 people.
There we go.
Primordial Burst, killing the Thresh, giving that Vhagar a lot more AP. You know,
like that, Cheyenne's back in the game.
Darius on the mid wave. Pantheon getting hit again. He's getting trapped into the void, fighting the Mordekaiser. And that is a 4-kill pickup for Cheyenne. They're really starting to take over. I thought we were going to see a easy game 3, but maybe not so much.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for FPS to come back from that one. Losing all of their advantages, losing their gold lead, losing objectives. It's going to be difficult to push back into this game now.
And, Cheyenne's doing a great job of that. They're really controlling the map. Mordekaiser making a great roam to bot.
Yeah, Mordekaiser being on top of his
almost
objectives.
goes completely unpunished, but...
being able to push onto those objectives as a top laner is really the deciding factor in a lot of these fights, it feels like. Just being able to get on them before the enemy top laner can.
Yeah. With the Darius pick, though, it's never completely out of the game. Darius is one of those characters, if he just lands a Noxian Guillotine, gets his 5 stacks of Hemorrhage, and then, he can almost completely flip a fight by himself.
What's a guillotine?
His ultimate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
His Q is Decimate. What did I say before?
No, nothing. I was making a joke on the usage of the word guillotine. As opposed to guillotine.
I always say guillotine. I made fun of that in my honors history class. Were you in honors history, Luke?
I was not in honors history. What were you taking honors history for? In high school?
Yes.
Oh, how's that?
I was an honors kid all throughout high school.
Oh.
You can do both, people. Esports and academics.
Hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Oh.
Well, it looks like we're going back into Champ Select. Oh my goodness! Huge R coming up from Jinx. We're seeing the Rocket. And then Diana coming in with a... What's her Q called? Why do I not know this? With a Crescent Strike to take down the Ezreal as well. Great play coming out of FPS. Invading Cheyenne's jungle now. This Vhagar is so strong. They should just be looking to shut him down, perhaps. No, they're just going to escape. Going to have to surrender some of that jungle. Pantheon hitting the bot turret. These side wave, or these side lane secondary turrets are the ones after the first one. So, the turret that FPS just took, they're worth so much gold and are going to really cut down that gold lead. Oh, we're seeing everybody from Cheyenne collapse onto these 3 players. Mordekaiser coming in, using his Realm of Death to grab the Diana. Vhagar picking up 3. That is maybe worst case scenario. Just maybe. Cheyenne getting all the kills onto Vhagar. Vhagar, like, the most important person to get ahead, besides maybe Evelyn, depending on how you look at it. Cheyenne, like I said before, doing a great job every chance they can to punish these overstays and overcommits by FPS. But FPS, I love the fact that they're making plays. I mean, being down gold and making plays like the play that they made on bot, like, really looking to stabilize this game and to bring them back into it. We are seeing almost 200 stacks now on the Vhagar. That's more than a Rabadon's. Rabadon's also the best the best item for Vhagar in general, but he's going to take the cannon from his Mordekaiser? Mordekaiser flame him. Diana coming up, looking to defend the turret. Darius is there as well. Diana really disciplined and not hitting the cage. Okay, 2-man ultimate coming out from the Diana. The Darius teleport gets stopped. And then Vhagar picking up another kill with his Primordial Burst. Yeah, the Moonfall from Diana is not enough to kill both. The Vhagar just flashes
ult
out.
going to come in, going to pick up 2.
Yeah, Jinx dying to Evelyn there.
This game's really getting out of control for FPS here. It's going to be a Cheyenne comeback, it looks like. for the game, too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Looking quite difficult. But at the same time, I think that FPS is still in this. It's just all a matter of, getting kills onto that Jinx, making sure that she can get ahead. Because realistically, it's kind of a one-man show on both sides, picking such, heavy carry comps. I think it is a little bit harder for FPS, but I don't think they're completely out of it. One team fight, they have really good resets with the Jinx passive. I think that one's called like Excitement or something.
Excitement.
Yeah, Get Excited. Get Excited, giving her a ton of attack speed on champion deaths and turret deaths and objective deaths. So, it's all a matter of just,
picking up one kill and then pushing that into more kills. Yeah.
So split team fights are pretty good for FPS as well. Cheyenne all sticking in this bush,
Vigar, Cage going to come down. They do have control of the river now on the FPS side of this fight. Mordekaiser is just so big, though. It's going to be really hard to keep him off.
So good at zoning. Oh, misses the E. If he hit either,
someone's got to start hitting this dragon soon.
Okay, Pantheon on the Vagar.
Pantheon really
chunking
him
him out. Evelyn killing Pantheon. Diana coming in.
Moonfall coming down from the Diana.
Moonfall coming down from Diana. Jink hitting 3-man rocket, but is it enough? Oh no!
So close on
So close to the reset. If she gets that reset, then maybe it's a turn fight. You never really know. Vagar picking up another one. Let's go on to Mordekaiser. 4 for 0 and looking to be a dragon.
Further and further away in the hands of victory for FPS in this game.
Oh, are you serious? I didn't see that. Yeah, fully stacked Magi's for the Evelyn, which is, quite disgusting. That is the, heaviest stacking ability power item in the game. And Evelyn has it at 22 minutes. Or at 22 minutes. Wow, this is long. This is 22 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just kind of seeing where Cheyenne can go with this lead. Just trying to pivot this into some turrets, maybe a Baron play. They are so far ahead. But as we said before, all that matters for FPS is to try and get this Jinx ahead. She has a lot of the kills that they do have, but they do not have many kills. So
wow, WQ ult going to kill the Jinx from the Ezreal.
Oh my goodness, True Shot Barrage hitting a lot of those. The Essence Flux hitting. Is E hitting?
Yeah, and a few passes ago, the W on the W ability, the Essence Flux, as Isaac has said, was buffed to a pretty extensive amount, so it does a lot more damage. So hitting that W into the Q on Ezreal does a lot of damage now.
Yeah, a Mystic Shot. Looks like can't read his name. I think it's the Honeyman. Yeah, the Honeyman. Honeyman on AD, he's kind of going crazy those last 2 games. Really insane solo kill on the Jinx there. I don't know how he did it, but, some people just got that. Mordekaiser are looking to pick up this mid wave. Maybe they're going to force a Baron here. We're not really sure, but all good things happen to those that wait. And they're going to look for a good opportunity here to take this Baron. Okay, we see a Maokai ult coming out, hitting 2 people on FPX. Cheyenne just looking to kind of chunk them out here, maybe look for a play. Vagar coming down from top lane. Need to buy some time here for Vagar to get into position. Okay, Vagar Cage coming in, hitting Darius. We're seeing an Ezreal shutdown. Okay, a True Shot Barrage hitting the Jinx. Jinx is dead. Darius is dead.
Not even having to ult in these team fights. I mean, there's no point really when you're this strong, your team's this fed. What's the point even? of pressing the ult here. I mean, you pull someone into a 1v1 or just let your team take him out. I mean, for me, I would probably just not even hit it. I mean, all he had to do is frontline for his Ezreal, his Evelynn, Veigar. So many strong champions on the team of Cheyenne now. FPS, gonna have to pull off something miraculous to get back into this game. And we did see it last game. Yeah, this game, honestly, about the same as the other game.
I would say this one's a little harder. FPS
with the characters they
having
have on
so
their
much
team.
trouble with that Veigar. You know, when he lets down his cage, you know, it becomes really tough. His event horizon, just as we said earlier, like that stun being stuck in there, like the Diana can't do much. It just looks like a really tough game for FPS.
It is a tough game. It is a very tough game. I mean, if Case B come to it, Mordekaiser ult, taking out the Diana, taking out the Pantheon, taking out the Darius even, gonna be really hard for that Jinx to get a lot of damage off by herself without one of her carries pushing more damage as well.
Yeah, and if I'm Jinx, like, I'm gonna have to at some point build a QSS item, a Quicksilver Sash, to get out of that Mordekaiser R. You know, it becomes really tough for Jinx even if she does get the gold advantage. Okay, we're seeing a Death Bush strat from Cheyenne here.
Pantheon
Great.
gonna go down.
Pantheon going down
Darius
into
gonna go
Darius
down.
going down.
Looks like it's gonna be Soul, I believe, for the team of only third dragon. Still gonna be rough. Still gonna be a buff.
Yeah, but I mean, that gives time for FPS to try and postpone a scale here. That's what they really just want to do. It's hard for them to stabilize this game.
300 stacks on the Veigar now, really
Without any
pushing a lot of
gold.
ability power.
We're seeing 700. Is that what I'm reading?
That's 700 without a Rabadon's death cap, 700 ability
Yeah,
power.
that guy is strong.
That is going to be rough to deal with.
But you know, there's still hope alive for FPS. Maybe still drag it with Jinx's rocket. Maybe we see Diana seal. Maybe we just give it and super mega death rocket. Okay, we're seeing Mordekaiser kill the Diana in the jungle here.
Chemtech Drake secured. They're going to be able to end this game out quickly. It would appear they're going to look for the pick on the Thresh down on bot lane here at the Evelynn team right behind her.
We could see maybe a flay into the turret. Okay, never mind.
It doesn't really. I mean, you can always use the Evelynn ult out if possible. Kind of rough. Not playing with the team on Thresh is going to be really difficult for his team to form an advantage. He is a lot of their engage, a lot of their CC. They need to be able to follow up on him.
Ooh, my goodness. Fawn taking down another one.
Yeah, I mean, Veigar at this point just
So
doing
much-
anything he wants to do. Has the Shadow Flame, making his abilities crit below 30% health.
With his ult as well, that is so
Yeah, and
so
I
good.
actually found out recently that the Shadow Flame item, it can crit above 30% health if the ability is going to take them under 30% health. So on a character like Veigar, where all of your abilities are doing 50%, that Shadow Flame item becomes even more impactful.
Yeah, probably backed by a needlessly large rod. Yeah.
Why not?
Ah.
Pushing up to 800 AP,
800
328
AP.
stacks. I mean, this guy is
This
a
guy's
monster.
a monster.
He's a monster.
Monster. You might say he's massive.
Massive, but not a dog.
Massive,
Such as
mastiff.
my mid laner and compatriot Isaac Jeroy. Massive dog.
Lucas Ahrens, King Caterwall.
Thank you.
You know, we're just really looking for trying to close this game out. It looks like they probably have like around like a 15,000 gold lead. Like, this is
Hard to say, but I would ballpark it around there.
We
Could
can
be
actually see the
more.
spectator link. Spectator usually shows the gold leads
Yeah,
and items.
as we
They're
said,
just kind of guessing on everybody.
Riot has some issues with their spectator. We said that the first game, though, gonna be a struggle there with
Yeah.
us. Always a workaround, though.
Yeah, always a workaround. Back up to the top lane. Maybe looking for
level
Mordekaiser
16.
2v1 here. He is so strong. I would assume he's at least 2 or 3 levels up on Darius. He's 2 up on Darius.
2 up in Darius, but 200 farm, 30 minutes. I believe that Darius is crossing just about 100 now, so it's really difficult to beat this Darius in this game.
Yeah.
Even with just a level disadvantage. The gold difference is the big thing here between the Mordekaiser and the Darius.
Gonna take a reset after pushing that wave out.
No need. Just push up. We have the Evelyn coming. I mean, why not? You know, you're this strong. You have your Evelyn on your side. Darius is mid. Pantheon's bot. Jinx is mid. We're going to take this kill here for free. Going to Mordekaiser as well with the crit isolated Q. Mordekaiser Q working off of isolation.
Yeah, we're seeing
Single
that.
Target is going to
We're seeing that obliterate the Diana. The Mordekaiser Q obliterate.
Obliteration. If only that was what the ability was called.
Yes. The act of obliteration. Or that past tense. I don't know, but we're seeing Cheyenne kind of extend this lead. You know, they can really just do anything they want on this side of the map.
This game should be closing out soon here, either one direction or the other.
One direction. You don't know you're beautiful.
I'm more of a fan of you too.
I don't like you too. In fact, every time my iPhone has to turn YouTube on, I shut that off immediately.
Gotta be pushing in. Hopefully they can grab this inhib here on the Cheyenne side. I mean, Mordekaiser just putting up such presence at the top lane. Evelyn clearing the jungle, not really hovering this siege. I mean, a gold lead's a gold lead. Might as well take more.
There's nothing worse.
Never enough gold.
There's nothing worse than opening your phone at the gym and hitting the play and then watching you two start playing. There's nothing worse.
You know, I disagree. I really like it when YouTube plays on my phone.
You do not have an iPhone, that's why.
It's my favorite band.
You know, every iPhone has U2 installed on it. A single album of U2.
Really?
Yes.
That's terrible.
And the album cover is like two men like half naked.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate to hear. the iPhone and the U2. I mean, boy bands are boy bands, but the Soul, however, is going to be coming up for the Cheyenne side. Should be able to secure it quite easily.
Yeah. I mean, Cheyenne has such a impactful lead here. I mean, Ezreal can afford to build, blue build Ezreal, which hasn't been meta for I want to say 2 seasons.
With the changes on the damage, the crit build became more popular again, and the buff on Essence Reaver a few patches ago. Yeah. People have started to pick it up again, and with mana being so easily acquirable with Frozen Heart being 2,400 gold.
I mean, another thing too is I don't even it doesn't really change much. I actually prefer it in this game considering Frozen Heart leads Ezreal to be a little tankier when he has so much damage coming out from Evelyn and the Veigar.
Yeah, there's no need to be. Honestly, this build is comparable damage to the Triforce build.
I'm surprised that it's taking Cheyenne to close this one out so long.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. It can be difficult, especially when it's a little confusing knowing what to do in these situations where they have that split push threat on the Jinx and the Thresh. It's hard to decide if you should close the game or contest them. Hopefully they set up the Baron here. They have the Mordekaiser coming out of the base, very strong.
Yeah, Darius trying to get this wave out.
We've got a 3.5 item Veigar, who's going to have his Void Staff very quickly. Interesting to not opt for the Crypt Bloom, but...
How much AP does that Veigar have? Oh, only 850. See, the crazy thing is, Veigar stacks, he has almost 400 ability power off of just his passive alone, his...
Of course, once he grabs that Rabadon's Death Cap in about 200 gold, that AP will go up by 40%, I believe.
His phenomenal evil power passive gives him... Oh, we just saw Darius get obliterated again by the Obliterate, the Q from Mordekaiser. And it looks like this should be easy Baron setup, unless, we see some miracle play come out from Diana. Or potentially the super mega death rocket from Jinx.
Well, if it's me, I take this Baron, I go down to the base, but I could see a reset coming out of the team of Cheyenne here.
A real big problem in these games.
Looks like they are going to reset.
It just gives this Jinx more time to try and formulate any gold lead.
That is true. Veigar with the death cap going up to 1,300 ability power. I believe that Q will be doing about 1,500 damage. I mean,
I think that might be a record for League of Legends for Fenworks tournaments.
Yeah, I believe that is probably an ability power record for the Fenworks tournament.
We have not been doing this long enough.
That's going to be Q doing 1,100 damage. I mean, this Jinx is in a nightmare situation.
I think if Veigar really wanted to, you could probably just flash ult the Jinx in one
Probably will not kill. Because the R scaling actually is not that high at high HP. It goes up to, I believe, 150% at low HP or even higher.
I tried it! I dig it. Okay, we're looking at. Oh, it's big shutdown of Diana.
What a
We're
disaster!
seeing a moon falcon from Diana. Diana getting ulted immediately by the Mordekaiser into. It looks like a full
Looks like it's
reset.
gonna be
from-
okay, but
why
the
are
Veigar
we should go
making this
spend
game
that
harder.
gold. We just got so much gold off that Veigar shutdown. Ezreal coming in with his
Looks like the game will close out anyway,
What's his
unless the Darius can pop off here.
yeah.
Thresh being the only member left standing, gonna grab the
A
ace.
little
The game's
interesting.
gonna close out. Much closer in the early here. FPS even holding a lead for that first 5
We
minutes.
thought that maybe FPS could have turned that at the end here, but Veigar looking to have a little bit of fun using that ulti, seeing if he can one-shot the Jinx. I like it.
1300. It's only 60% scaling, I believe, though, so it's really difficult to push that into a one-shot ability,
Yeah.
being as it is in Execute.
Yeah. Well, we see Cheyenne close out. That is our championship match.